Hard to believe that our boy Blackie could have had so many run-ins with the law back in his early days.
Yeah, I know, just one thing after another. But I still don't think of Blackie as being a bad kid. Just a kid with a great talent for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I know, I was there once or twice when it happened.
Rap sheet's a rap sheet, Bert.
Yeah, and this here is a long one.
Yeah. Still doesn't quite prepare you for the mess he's in at the moment.
Robert, I still can't believe it.
Nevertheless, it's true. Our former hot-headed juvenile delinquent has now made it to the big time. Indictment for manslaughter. I'm telling you, Bert, this Blackie thing has really got me worried. I mean, it's a foregone conclusion he's going to draw a sentence.
Yeah, I agree with you, Robert. And no matter what the circumstances were, there's still a death involved, and most judges feel that rules out probation.
Then there's a business of where he's going to be asked or sentenced and remanded to serve that sentence. I mean, we all know what's going to happen if he's thrown in with a hardened lot like that at Osterwald.
Well, maybe the kid will get lucky and the judge will sentence him to Hudson or some other minimum security prison.
Hudson, at least he'd stand a chance.
But frankly, Robert, I wouldn't count on them sending him to minimum security.
Why not? I mean, the circumstances of the crime justify the facts.
Look, his attitude is clouding. He keeps insisting he's guilty. Worse than that, he acts as if he murdered Lou in cold blood.
Damn it. His attitude's been exactly the same ever since this whole thing broke.
I'm aware of that, too. But, you know, I still don't understand it.
Well, I think I do. Got to realize that basically Blackie's a decent kid.
I certainly agree with that.
And it's the same sense of decency which is motivating him now.
How?
His sense of remorse is so overwhelming, or should I say, rather, his guilt is so strong that he feels he's just got to punish himself.
Well, I can understand that, but at the same time, doesn't he realize he is only making it worse for himself?
No, because out of guilt, he's so misguided at this point that he feels that he needs punishment. And he's incapable of helping himself.
I'll say one thing for him, he certainly is consistent. Ever since the first night when I questioned him, he's never said anything to mitigate the circumstances or put himself in a better light.
Because psychologically he can't. Now, I can only hope that today's court proceedings might trigger something.
Trigger something in what way?
To realize he's in big trouble. If what goes down in the court today really scares him, he may just decide to put his best foot forward and get the judge on his side.
Thank you so much, ladies. I hope you'll tell your friends what we have for sale here.
Oh, we will.
Everything's so beautiful.
Thank you. And of course, remember, all the profits go to help the needy children on the waterfront.
We know, and I think it's just wonderful.
So do I. We can buy all these lovely items and still help the unfortunate.
That's right.
Me? Well, feel like lunch, Holly?
Oh, do I am starved.
Oh, good. Why don't you take a break and we'll go have a bite at our health bistro.
Sounds wonderful. Could you take over for me, Betty?
Of course, Mrs. Scorpio.
I won't be long. We're just going to be eating right here at the spa.
That's fine. Take your time. I love waiting on the customers.
So, how's it going? Well, so far it's been very encouraging. Sales really seem to be picking up.
Good. Glad to hear it. I need hardly tell you that I'm here to help in every way I can.
Well, we really appreciate it, especially the space.
Well, I'm looking forward to a long association with your charity.
You've been very generous.
Believe me, it's a pleasure. As the saying goes, charity begins at home. Don't you agree?
Put him in business. I'm solely responsible for his survival.
Hello.
Robert, am I interrupting anything important?
Not at all. I'm glad you called. Where are you, at the spa?
Yeah, that's right.
How's it going?
Oh, well, business is good, but nothing terribly exciting is happening. I was just calling to find out what's happening to Blackie.
Well, his appearance in the state Supreme Court should be over just about now.
Do you have any idea of how it's going?
No. But Jake promised to report back to me the minute the session is over. He should turn up here soon.
Oh, you sound so apprehensive.
I am.
There's no chance that Blackie could get off with probation, is there?
Hardly a chance at all. Maybe a light sentence, but at the least I'm hoping that the judge won't remand him to a hardcore facility like Osterwald.
That would be terrible. A boy like Blackie...
I agree. Frankly, that's just the sort of thing that does worry me.
Well, I can understand why. I suppose now it's just a matter of hoping for the best.
Well, in this case, the best would be the Hudson facility, and that's only by comparison to Osterwald.
Will you call me when you've seen Jake?
I will. How'd it go?
All but over.
And?
I'm telling you, Robert, I felt absolutely useless.
Blackie knew you were there to help him. I mean, you're his attorney.
Yes, and I tried to help him. I did my level best.
Of course you did.
He was incapable of giving himself the slightest advantage.
Incapable or unwilling?
Both. I tried to stop him. He was determined. No, more than that. He seemed possessed. He said everything possible to put himself in the worst light with the judge.
The judge has set sentencing for tomorrow. That's fast, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Blackie wanted it that way. He asked for it several times. All he wanted was a speedy sentencing. The court merely granted his request.
Look, Jake, I can understand your frustration, but believe me, there's nothing else you could have done.
No. No, nothing. Well, now all we can do is keep our fingers crossed and hope.
About the sentence?
Yeah. The length of it, and especially where they send him. When I think of that kid spending time in some hardcore place like Osterwald, I shudder.
Yeah. Been on my mind, too. If it appears that Blackie's going to be confined, and that seems to be the way it's...
Oh, yes, definitely. His attitude in court today eliminated any possibility of probation.
Then, as you said, it comes down to hope. Hope that the judge will remand him in one of the minimum security places like Hudson or one of those.
Well, I've been a lawyer long enough to know you can't predict what a judge is going to decide.
I agree. But I've been asking around. This guy seems quite fair.
Oh, yeah, he's very fair. As a matter of fact, the proceedings, he gave Blackie every opportunity of bettering his position. He just wouldn't do it.
Then there's one aspect we can still count on.
What's that?
If the judge is as bright as we think he is, maybe it'll work in Blackie's favor.
How?
Well, obviously, he'll be able to see through Blackie's sense of remorse, strong obligation to guilt that he has, wanting to take full responsibility for Lou's death. Maybe, just maybe, that'll sway him in Blackie's favor.
Yeah, I agree. Matter of fact, I think it's our last hope right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
come in, Bert.
Well, I just got word from the bailiff. Blackie absolutely refused to make a case for himself.
Yeah, he put himself in the worst possible position. I couldn't do anything about it.
I know, the bailiff told me.
So what's the situation here?
Well, the judge has granted Blackie's request to visit the funeral home, right?
Yeah, they said bail at $10,000.
Well, that's low. I mean, that's a good sign.
Well, to a point. The DA objected to the low bail, but the court overruled him. The judge felt sure that Blackie would not leave town and they would come back for sentencing, and that way it was a good sign.
Well, has the bail been posted?
Yeah, Rick's already done it. Contacted a bondsman, put up the bail. He's getting ready now to take Blackie over to the funeral home.
When are the services scheduled?
Later today, it's a private ceremony.
You going?
Of course.
It's going to be rough on everyone.
Very. Tomorrow's going to be just as bad.
Tomorrow's?
Blackie's funeral. When they hand down that sentence.
The sales records are right up to the moment, Jane, so when you close up, just add whatever last-minute purchases you may handle to it.
No problem, Mrs. Scorpio. Telephone for Miss Lorena Sharp.
Is there anything else you need to know?
No, I'll be fine.
And you're in tomorrow?
Yes, the early shift.
Okay, see you tomorrow then. Good luck.
Thanks. Telephone for Miss Lorena Sharp.
Is that the call for Lorena?
Yes.
She's not here. I had lunch with her. She mentioned she was going out on business. I doubt that she'll be back this late.
Well, I tried to tell whoever it was on the phone, whoever it is on the phone, that she is not here, but he is very insistent. Look, I have to take this membership list up to an exercise class, and this man just won't hang up.
Do you want me to take it?
Would you please? Oh, I'm late as it is. Thanks.
Hello? Yes, this is Holly Scorpio. Can I help you? Yes, I realize that, but we've checked and Lorena Sharp is not in the building. No, I'm sorry. I've really no idea. Can I take a message for you? Yes, I will. Okay, I've got that. Yes, I will make sure it gets to him, okay? Bye. Oh, Lorena. There was just a call for you. In fact, I was writing down a note.
Oh, anything important?
Well, the man who was calling thought so. He asked me twice to make sure you got the message.
Oh, who was it?
He just left his first name, Leo.
What did he say?
Just to tell you that he'd called.
Did he leave a number?
No, just his first name, Leo.
And that's all?
Yes.
Well, Holly, are you sure there was just no message at all?
None, except that he would call back.
When? Did he say?
No, he didn't, Lorena.
Darling, far be it for me to spoil your fun, but I really think you're imagining things again.
Robert, I know I'm not. And incidentally, what do you mean again?
Oh, come on. The merest hint of a mystery and your little mind shifts into overdrive.
Is that so wrong?
No. One of the things I love about you.
Then you do agree that Lorena's reaction to that telephone message was not usual.
You're absolutely wonderful, you know that? You can have me believing things that I wouldn't think, much less speak.
What does that mean?
It means, my dear, that Lorena's reaction to the phone call was not in the slightest bit unusual.
Well, I was there and you weren't.
The important point.
I saw the look on her face, I'm telling you. As soon as I mentioned the name Leo, she went into a spin.
You mean to say she fainted or just sort of went a little bit catatonic?
Now you're making fun of me.
Out of love, I promise.
She didn't scream, and she didn't go catatonic, but I saw the look on her face. It was not the normal reaction to getting a telephone message.
What was this man's name again?
Leo.
No, his last name.
He didn't give one. I thought that was very strange.
I'm surprised. I mean, the whole thing sounds perfectly simple to me.
What?
Obviously, Leo is a debt collector.
What?
Yes, and he's hot on Lorena's trail for whatever reason. He didn't want to give his last name away. There you go, case solved.
Sometimes you are absolutely impossible.
Right, I mean, don't you think that's a logical solution?
No, I think it's utterly frivolous.
It's meant to be.
May I ask why?
Because, my mushy little Sherlock Holmes, the spa is a frivolous place.
It is not.
It is so. Look, one phone call's got that overactive imagination of yours going crazy, and you ought to be grateful.
Grateful for what?
Well, it's just one great round of fun and games in there. You should lie back and just enjoy it. Now, come on. Come on, open the door.